Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special report here from Parliament in Wellington, where we've just spoken to Bill English, the National Party's finance spokesman. If National wins the election, he's likely to be the finance minister. And I asked him about the Reserve Bank's forecast of a 13% fall in nominal house prices and what a government could do to help those households who are suffering. And just finally, the prediction on house prices today, 13% fall in nominal prices, 22% fall in real prices. What would a national government do about what most see as an overvalued house price market?
Well, it's just sort of slipped out there, hasn't it? I mean, 6 months ago, no one would have predicted that kind of effect. And to be fair to the Reserve Bank Governor, I heard him many times express his concern about rising house prices, not so much because they were going up, but because they're going up so fast that when it turned, it was going to be pretty ugly. And I think he has an element of I told you so about that forecast today, because it is pretty ugly. Look, the debate has moved away from the immediate pressures of, for instance, how you tax housing. So I think we do need to take this opportunity to think about whether there is anything inherent in the tax system that encourages it. We've got to be careful about selecting out one asset class, but it is always easier for politicians to discuss the broader issues when you don't have the white-hot pressure of a rising market. So, I hope that generally we'll take that opportunity.
One solution might be to get rid of that 39% tax rate, which seems to have caused so much grief in the last 9 years.
Well, there's no doubt that the large number of people on the 40-cent tax rate levered up the value of losses on housing way beyond what you would have expected 6 or 7 years before. I mean, I think there's 1 in 6 New Zealand households have an investment in housing and in a second house. I'd probably, in that 60,000 plus income group, would be a much higher ratio than 1 in 6. So we'll be taking that into account as we think through the longer term structure of the tax package.
And just finally, New Zealand's interest rate premium to the rest of the world is a significant issue, and it's a long-term problem. How can we fix that? Well,
look, you can't fix it one-off, but I think the good, basic, well-executed policy helps bring down your risk premium, and that ranges from stopping this process of politicising overseas investment, the debacle over the Auckland airport, for instance, the way our OIO works, Overseas Investment Office works, which just means we have to have a higher return to attract capital to attract overseas capital, through to the fundamentals of government and its contribution to productivity and spending taxpayers' money carefully. I mean, there's no single easy options in the way that there were 15 years ago when we were restructuring the economy. This is about an attitude that says we want to be competitive, we can do a lot better, and a bit of determination to get on and use a pretty well-known policy tool set to make us a place where there's a slightly, a lower cost of capital and a lower interest rate structure.